Hello, this time we will talk about aerodynamics. It would seem that aerodynamics and a bike simulator are not strongly connected. Eventually, we don't have a plane simulator. Nevertheless, aerodynamics plays an important role in the life of every rider. After all, air drag limits the maximum speed of the bike. Therefore, it's not surprising that in the simulator MTB Game, aerodynamics are given due attention. Let's do a simple experiment. On the road, familiar to us from the MTB school first lesson, we will ride with the aerodynamics calculations turned on and off and compare the results. The course from the first lesson is almost a straight asphalt road with a slight drop of height and a length of 640 meters. We will drive using all the energy of pedaling, trying to reach the maximum speed for a given rider power. So, the race has begun. On the left we see a rider with acting aerodynamic forces, and on the right a rider on which these forces do not act. For reliability we will conduct an experiment 3 times and average transit time for the aerodynamic turned on and off. In the video we show the fastest of the races. The backlog of a rider riding in the condition of air drag is increasing. Who would have thought that at speeds of about 30 km per hour, air resistance can have such an effect? Nevertheless, it is real. In our experiment, there is no wind. If there was a wind, then it would largely determine the outcome of the race. With a fair wind, which is faster than the rider's average speed in the absence of air resistance, the rider on the left could even outrun the rider on the right. What we see? A rider with aerodynamics turned off is almost at the finish. The last turn is left. The finish line is now visible. A rider without air drag ends the race with a time of 58.21 seconds. The finish line appeared for the second rider, so he crossed the finish line with a time of 1 minute 7.6 seconds. The result of the 3 tries is a following timetable. The average ride time when accounting for aerodynamic forces was 1 minute 8 seconds. And the maximum speed of 41 km per hour. Excluding aerodynamics, we got an average time of 58.3 seconds and a top speed of 46.9 km per hour. The difference in average speed was almost 6 km per hour. Note that if our rider had a bigger front chain ring and a smaller sprocket behind, then the gap would have been much larger. The importance of aerodynamics in normal driving is now obvious to us. Now let's deal with flights. Let's drop our rider from a height of 1000 meters and see how he gets out. So, the rider quickly rushed down, picking up speed. The bike, along with the rider, is not an aerodynamically stable body, so the rider begins to rotate. The speed is increasing, but here's an interesting point. The rider's rotation speed increases. Due to this, he changed his position in the air, lying down with the bike on its side. His surface area becomes larger and the speed that he has reached decreases. The speed stopped at 144 km per hour. This is a fairly small speed for freefall, so if you suddenly have to fall on a bike from an airplane, you should try to start spinning to take a similar position when falling. This will help keep your fall speed at a minimum and reduce your final health damage. Let's do another experiment. Falling from the same height, we sit down and bend the upper body forward. This will help us to take a more stable aerodynamic position. We begin to move but down, while the fluctuations decreases with increasing speed. Already, the fluctuations ended completely and the rider reached its maximum speed of 178 km per hour. On the one hand, we broke the record of falling flat. On the other hand, we reached a more dangerous speed. In any case, together with the bike, we reach less speed than we could have reached without it. Our bike works like a parachute. In fact, very bad parachute. In the final experiment, we will try to control our flight using the handlebar. The fact is that the front wheel has a considerable area and can be used as an aircraft rudder at a sufficiently high speed. And indeed, we see that at a speed of 170 km per hour, the bike responds very sensitively to the steering. Thus, we found out that the bike not only can fly, but also allows you to control itself in flight. However, it is hardly worth testing these findings in practice. Yet even 150 km per hour is too high collision speed with the ground to survive. Good luck to you playing the simulator MTB game. Subscribe to the channel and see you soon.